Hi everyone. I am just going to wait a few minutes till it pops up on my computer and I can see that people are in here watching. So today we're going to be doing a great slimline card. I see it on my computer. I'm going to pull it up and make sure that I can see comments. And possibly answer any comments as they come in. So I see a couple people are in here. Okay, Lisa is in here. So that's why I wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure that there were some people in here and I could get started. So first off, I am Ann Butler. I'm with Bella Crafts Publishing. My business partner and I, Lisa Rojas, we do a free craft magazine 4 times a year, and the fall issue will be coming out next week. So if you have not already signed up for it, Lisa will put a link in here and you can just click on that link. Your email will be added to our list and you will get that free digital craft magazine next week and every time a new issue comes out. Hi Rebecca. So to get started, I am going to create, let me see if you can see it, a foiled slimline card. Now I know that I created some slimline cards. I mean, it's been like 20 years. So when I was doing this, I had to actually take and check on the sizes. And there are many different sizes from what I could tell. Rebecca, you made the pumpkins. Just have to get a photo. Okay, yes, we would love to see your pumpkins. So put that in our group so that we can see it. That's good. They were quick and easy to make, right? Okay, so again, this is what I'm going to show you how to create today. And our sponsor is Newton's Nook. And I'm actually using the same die that Lisa used for her project. Although I am using a sentiment from this stamp set, which is Birthday Essentials. So as I was saying, slimline cards, I found that they could be anywhere from 4 inches wide and 9 inches long to about 3 7/8 to 8 3/4. So I just chose the size that would fit in my envelope. And actually, Newton's Nook, you can use a standard size 10 envelope, but Newton's Nook also does envelopes and they come in assorted colors. So I just made it so that it would fit nicely in there. I am also using a brand new product. I'm just going to show you a sneak peek today, but it is a brand new product of mine. And it is 6x6 paper packs. I have a floral and geometric. And I also have toner paper to go with it. So I'm just going to show you a sneak peek and then next week I'll be showing you more about that. So I am seeing that my camera is kind of slowly falling down. I am going to put my camera down so that we can get to the project and I'll keep talking from there. So I'm just going to turn this upside down and this just takes a stupid minute, but something that has to be done. And I want to really tighten my tripod because it felt like everything was moving down, so it wasn't tight enough. I'm going to bring this forward just a little bit so you guys can see the card. And this is the card we're creating today. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than how I did it here because I'm not sure I really like this card. And I want you to make sure to go over to Newton's Nook Facebook page. Lisa put the link in already. Go over there and like their Facebook page. And be sure to like, comment, and share with the hashtag Bella Crafts so that you can be entered in for next week's giveaway. Newton's Nook is giving away a $25 gift card, and they have some beautiful dies and stamps. So you're going to want to enter for that giveaway. And also make sure you check out our ebooks. Lisa will put the link in here for you. We have ebooks on a lot of different subjects for crafting, die making, Christmas. Just check that out and see if there's anything in there you might want. So for this card, I had several different ideas in my head for something to create, and nothing was working. I used some of my new Festive Nights paper from Emerald Creek, and I thought I would do something with the border part and the tags, but nothing was coming together for me. So I saved all of these little pieces, which I will use in a project. And I think the reason why nothing was coming together for me was last week I got a sample of a new paper line that I have. And it is black and white geometrics and black and white florals and also toner paper. So I have been playing with this all week. I don't have them in the shop yet. I got samples and I sent samples out to some of the girls. And I have just been playing and loving it. So I knew maybe I'll just show you a piece of this paper and do a project with that. So they are black and white geometric 6x6 cardstock. And they are cardstock that you can just use as a black and white. You can color it with your coloring pencils. You can use my new glacé watercolors on them, so you can add color. But my main thing was so that you could be able to foil them. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to foil this sheet. I wanted to use gold for this project. I ended up using a bronze because I had no more gold left. I have been playing and playing. This is the gold. But we're going to use bronze because that is what I had. And I'm using Deco Foil. And they come in tubes and they're 12 inches in length. So you can get 2 from 1 sheet. I think I already cut a sheet. I did. I cut a sheet. Now, to do this, you just place the sheet on top of your cardstock, and you can use a variety of things. I use copy paper to just put it inside. And I take and put the folded side into my laminator. So I'm going to just do that. I've had this heating up. Yep, it's hot enough. And this takes, you know, a few seconds to go through. Rebecca, you can't wait to see them all. Next week, I will be doing 2 lives. I will be doing Lisa's live and my live. And I thought I would share these in one of the lives for sure and come up with a project for that. I have been creating a ton of things, so I'm excited to share them, and I'm excited to get more than just the samples inside the shop. Okay, so I put it through, and generally I put it through twice, but I'm going to just see if it is okay to... Okay, so this looks all bumpy, but look at how gorgeous that is. That is so stunning. And the cool part is you can still color it if you wanted to, or use it like this. Now, when I knew I was going to make this card, I knew that I wanted to use the opposite. So when I put, you can take this and put it on toner paper, but I don't like how bumpy it is when it first comes out, so I always put it on a clean piece of copy paper and I run it through the laminator to help flatten it out. This isn't something you have to do. I find it works best for me because sometimes when it's bumpy, that second pass, some of the bumpiness will show up. So I like to just run it through the laminator one more time before I put it on my toner paper. So what's really cool about this is you're using a 6x6 sheet of deco foil, and you get 2 pieces that you can foil from 1 sheet of deco foil. It is so pretty. Yes, thank you, Dorothy. I love foil. I love glitter. I love sparkly things. So this was a perfect addition. So what this does is it just flattens it out better than it was. So then I take and place this right on the toner paper. Now, the toner paper is just black, and you can use it as black cardstock, but it's perfect to do the reverse foiling on. And the results are beautiful. So I knew when I was creating this Slimline card, maybe I should just use some of my new paper and foils. 2 for 1 is always awesome. Yes, Rebecca. And yes, you get 2 totally different looks, which is great too. So this one I am going to pass through twice, just because I always feel better when I'm doing a big area, so it's a big background. I feel better doing it twice. It's not something you have to do. Test your laminator out and see what works for you. I just feel better doing it twice. So it's not like it has to be done that way. Now, also, we want to remind you about our group, Do You Love to Craft? Lisa will put the link in here for you. And please join if you haven't already and share some of your projects. We love to see what everybody else is creating. And I think we're almost at another milestone. So we'll be giving away a prize inside that group soon. As we get more people, we like to give out some prizes every now and then. Okay, so for this, you take it out of the carrier sheet and you just peel that off and you have that beautiful reverse pattern of these roses. I'm trying to see if you can see that very well. I'm going to put them both down here. Of course, there's a delay on the computer, so I'm waiting to make sure you guys can see that. And see, all of that foil except this little tiny strip was used. You could save this little strip to use on, the foil works on clay, so like if you're doing a clay project, you can stick it down, or you can toss it. I mean, you have used a lot of that foil. So with this, you get two totally different looks, and each of them are simply stunning and beautiful. So you could do cards with this. You can do a variety of things. And when I did this card, I had all my gold layer cut out. I had everything cut out and then found out I didn't have gold foil, so I had to go and find copper paper to go with this. And what I did, this die is really cool because it will die cut this shape, and you can have these inserts in here to die cut those too. But it cuts, I think it's a 2.5 inch, just slightly under a 2.5 inch square opening. And so you have all of these that you're able to use for other projects, since I didn't use them in here. And I love that it has the stitching on it. So to make this card, what I did was, this is 6 inches, and I cut 2 pieces, 2.5 inches, and then I cut, so I had 4 pieces that were 2.5 inches. So I had an inch strip left, and then a couple little pieces of that. So what I have left, I thought I would try and do something different for this card. I might try and use these because I like those a lot too. And when I made the card base, like I said, there were all different size card bases out there when I was researching this. And I chose to do 9 inches by 8 inches, making the math really simple. So when you fold it, you have a 4 inch by 9 inch card, which fits perfectly into a size 10 envelope or the envelopes that Newton Nooks has. So I had both white and black because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I opted in the end to go with the white. And then I have all of my layers. So what I did was I cut down, since this is 4 by 9, I cut this piece a 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 3 3/4, 3 3/4 this way, and 8 3/4 this way. And I just started layering onto the card base. Slimline cards are fun because you have a lot of room to do a lot of things. And I just eyeball things. So I put that on. And then this one is cut down another 1/4 of an inch. So it is 3.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. And put that on there. And then I knew that I was going to put the foiled pieces behind the windows. And when I was looking at the sentiments, none of these bigger sentiments were going to fit right here nicely because I had so many layers. So I was going to put a sentiment just right in the middle with the foil on either side, which you could totally do. So that would be, if it was like this and like this, you could do, I'm going to use this foil. So you could put a sentiment right in that window there. And then I thought about doing just a little late right down here. But then I really liked this sentiment. Don't think of it as getting older. Think of it as becoming a classic, which is perfect for so many of my girlfriends. So what I did, because I knew I wanted it to go along the bottom edge here, I took and cut the stamp apart. So I cut it into 3 pieces. So I had each of the word, or each of the sections, I just cut it right in between there, very carefully. Use a sharp little scissors, and you can get in there really easily. But that way I was able to line it up on my Misty and put my cardstock down here. So I just put my cardstock down here. I inked it up and I stamped. Oops. I inked it up and I stamped. I used Gina K's Premium Pigment ink and embossing powder so that it gave it a little bit of a raise. And I did that already here, but I wasn't sure that in the end, I wasn't sure that I really liked the way this card turned out. But it was late last night, so I just went with it. So I thought what I would do today is just change it just a bit. I need to find the right size. See, I even did one, It's Your Day. I didn't like that. I didn't think that was pretty enough. So I'm going to actually just use the back side of this, because I don't think I have one cut that's the right size that I need. I'm going to play, and I like to audition my cards before I totally glue everything together. I like to play with them and see what looks good and what I really like. And last night I thought I liked this. And then as I was sleeping and not sleeping, I kept thinking about it and thought, I'm not 100% sold on that. But what I do like to do is when I die cut these out, I like to layer them. So I've already layered this one. It is 4 layers. This is 1 layer. It's much flatter. It just gives it a little bit of dimension and pop. So I like to layer things to give that added dimension. And then I'm going to take and put, I think I'm going to use this one in the middle and these 2 on the end. And I think I want this rose going up like that. Okay, so I just take a little bit of Ultra Bond and I just dab it around my edge. I don't want to use too much because I don't want it oozing out, but I want enough there to hold that window in place. And when you layer these, it gives it a lot of substance, so it stays together really nicely. And I'm just going to do all of these at once. I don't want to get too far out to the edge, and there's a little bit too much there and there, so I'm just going to take it and add it to the other areas. Now inside these windows, like I said, you can stamp a sentiment, you can stamp an image. I just wanted kind of an elegant card for a girlfriend whose birthday I actually missed. So it will be sent to her just a little bit late. So I'm going to put these in here. I'm going to do the 2 end ones. But with these foiled papers, it gives you such a beautiful, elegant look. I'm going to see if that's okay. Before I totally press it in place, I wanted to make sure I got it all so that no edge was hanging out of the window there. And there, that gives it just a little bit of a different look, but I do like it. And yes, I have a sentiment on here, but I'm going to go ahead and use this piece and stick this right on here. Again, eyeballing. The good thing about the Gina K tape runner, if you didn't get it perfectly straight, there is a few seconds there where you can pick it up and redo it. Okay, so I think I'm going to center this instead of, like on this one, I had it up toward the top so I could add that sentiment, but I'm going to center this one. And it leaves just a little bit more of a white border around the edge. But I think the colors all kind of tie in together. So, and then I went ahead and I used that same stamp on black and I embossed it with white. And I thought I would put that right across the top there. Because, let me see. if I would have put it down at the bottom, it would have taken over all of those layers. So up at the top, or maybe even down at the bottom there, off to one side. I don't know. There's a lot of choices, so I like to play and see exactly what I like. I think I like it better down here at the bottom. And all I did was I kept my stamp that I had cut apart. I kept it inside my MISTI so it was all lined up. And I stamped it with the pigment ink and embossed it. And then I just cut 2 little banner ends. But for this, I think I'm going to use just a little bit of foam tape so that it sits on there evenly all the way across. And I'm going to cut my foam tape in half so that I have enough for the whole thing. Cut that off. That way it'll sit on there evenly. But when you're making cards and doing things, just play around with all of the things you have and audition your cards to make sure it's something that you like in the end. I play around a lot with sentiments because there's so many different ways, you know, I mean, embossing gives it a definite look. You want to layer your sentiment pieces. I just like to have options, I guess. There we go. So I think I was going to put it down here. And this isn't as adjustable. So kind of want to get right the first time. There. I think I like that. It's just another way. I mean, I could have definitely done it with the bronzed foil in all 3, but I think this one kind of pulls everything a little bit more together. So that's just two different ways to use this. Let me find the die. It is the Slimline frames and window die. It is absolutely great. If you're new to Slimline cards, I really like when a die has the stitching. It makes it so detailed. But remember, like if you layer those up a little bit, it just gives it a little more dimension to your card. And I like that look too. So that's it for today, everyone. I will be back next week with 2 projects. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm hoping I'll be able to show you my entire paper line, and we can do something fun with that. But otherwise, I'll post pictures of what I'm going to do. And make sure that you like, share, and comment this video to be entered in for the Newton's Nook giveaway, because they do have a lot of fabulous stamps and dies, and it's a $25 gift card that they're giving away. So be sure and do that, and I will see you all next week. So until then, have fun and be creative. Bye, everyone.